Hey, what's up, guys? So, today I'm taking a small break from my Halloween content to bring you a review for the Blu ray release of Slaughter Day from Visual Vengeance. Basically, this is the story of two construction workers who show up to a spooky, isolated cabin to find one of their co workers named Jones has been demonically possessed by an air filtration mask that is powered by the Necronomicon. It's a classic tale. We've heard it a million times, right? But basically, this is a shot on video movie. It's one of the most shot on video movies I've ever seen. This is from 1991 from the Cousins brothers. And I'll start off by just saying the production value here is very low. This is a VHS rip, standard definition, 4:3 aspect ratio, and it is a very rough movie to begin with. You can tell that the filmmakers didn't have a lot of experience and they were working with very limited technology. I'd say at best these guys had a consumer grade camcorder and maybe like a Videonics editing board or something like that. And so what you kind of get is a lot of rough edits, a lot of very poor sound. There are a lot of mistakes. There are scenes where you can hear the cameraman slash director presumably shouting instructions to some of the actors. There's one particular scene where the score starts to cut in and then stops and then restarts a few seconds later. So basically, production value wise, this is almost the equivalent of some high school kids shooting a film in their backyard. The trade-off is how ambitious and batshit insane this movie gets. There are tons of practical effects. All of them are really impressive. And there are a lot of like fight scenes that show that these guys had no sense of self-preservation. There are scenes where they're fighting in the back of a moving truck. There's one scene where a guy's hanging off of a railing that is very high off the ground. It actually reminds me a lot of Deadbeat at Dawn for that reason. Deadbeat at Dawn has a much higher production value, obviously, but these guys did some crazy stuff for this movie. Just as an example, some of the more impressive practical effects. There's one scene where a guy is buried up to the neck in the dirt next to another guy whose head is buried in the dirt. So it looks like a body with a severed head next to it that is still talking. There's another scene where a guy seems like he gets folded in half and pulled into a hole in the floor where they obviously actually used a hole that was already in this rundown cabin that was probably about to fall over. So in that regard, it's like a very impressive movie. And also you can tell that these guys had a lot of fun shooting the movie. They're really hamming it up. One thing I noticed, it probably took these guys a while to shoot the movie. And during that time, obviously two of the actors got haircuts, but they don't just brush past this or use a wig. They actually use that in the story in a very hilarious way that I've never seen before. Once you watch it, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And another pretty impressive thing about this movie is some of the camera work. Even though they're using a very poor camera, they are getting some very ambitious shots. It's not just static camera shots. There are wide sweeping shots. There are scenes that I don't even know how they got the shots for them. One of the guys had to be standing on the side of a moving truck as it went down the road to get some of these shots. It's pretty insane. So, like in that regard, as far as the movie goes, I'm gonna say, like, quality wise, it almost deserves like 0 stars, maybe 1 star. But for as ambitious and crazy as it is, and as entertaining as it is, It almost deserves 4 stars in my opinion. But I'll just go ahead and split the difference and say 2 stars. But if you're into this sort of thing, like low budget, do it yourself filmmaking, crazy creative practical effects, and just a display of what you can accomplish if you have the time and the motivation and the lack of regard for your own safety, then I highly recommend this to you. But if you don't have the resolve for this kind of movie, it might not be for you. There are a lot of flaws in it. And as far as the Blu-ray release goes though, Visual Vengeance has been killing it lately, and this is no exception. First off, just the slipcover with this insane art. They've been making these slipcovers with kind of bright neon colors, which is always awesome. And a second custom cover art for the actual sleeve. And they've also been including the original VHS art with these releases. Also, stickers, which by the way, from what I can tell, every release comes with a different set of stickers, so you're not just getting a sheet of the same stickers every release, which is nice. They also give you this little write-up with more cover art and about 3 pages about the movie. And of course, a sweet collectible mini poster, which I'm actually thinking about hanging up myself because it's pretty sweet. And as far as special features, this is packed. It's got 2 commentaries. It's got an interview with the Cousins brothers today, alternate takes, 4 short films, 3 of which are sequels to Slaughter Day. From what I can tell, I think they run about 15 minutes long. Another short film called Full Metal Platoon, and a bunch of trailers, some for other Cousins brothers films, because apparently there are several, and Visual Vengeance releases. So as far as a rating for the Blu-ray release, again, kind of the same thing as far as the audio and visual quality. I mean, you kind of have to know you're getting into a shot on video movie, so it's going to be standard definition, 4:3 aspect ratio, and pretty shoddy audio. But if you take that out of the equation, this is easily a 4-star release with tons of extras, both physical stuff like the poster and the stickers, and all the special features. So again, if you're into this sort of thing, low budget, shot on video, crazy stuff, whatever, I highly recommend it. You'll be very happy with the release, but it's definitely not going to be for everybody. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time.